The reason that I took on the challenge of hiring people with a disability, because if no one has a crack, you'll never know whether it's going to work or not. It's okay to try something and fail. You get up and you dust yourself off and you have another go. But if no one ever tries, we'll never get to where we are now.
I sent a lot of job applications off and got a couple of nice thank you but no thank you letters. But most of the time, never heard anything at all.
Started just a little over 3 years ago. We had no staff and no sites and pretty much didn't know what being an LAC was because it was a new idea. We now have some 400 staff. We have 20,000 customers. We're regarded by the NDIA as a lead LAC provider in Australia. We've recently achieved ISO 9001 accreditation. We also set about and achieved last year in October a rainbow ticket accreditation where it's recognising our contribution to people LGBTI, which has been a core part of our strategy of diversity. A huge part of our success is because at the core was this idea of a fair go, of people in our organisation reflecting people in our community. And there's no way in the world that by having these targets and this diversity and this commitment that somehow that held us back. In fact, that's actually why we were able to achieve it.
I think that people with a disability, which it's a very sad statement, but a lot of people with a disability feel privileged to work, and so they put a lot more effort into it, which they shouldn't, because they have a job for a reason, because they're very, very capable of doing that job. They may look different or sound a little bit different, but they can do that job. They're much more open to learning and to hearing and to feedback. They're much more reliable.
At Uniting, language is important because it recognises that the person comes first before any disability, anything else.
They're a person with a disability. They're not a disabled person. If anyone tells me they've got a disabled toilet, I tell them go and get a plumber. You've got an accessible toilet. A disabled parking spot, well, why? What's wrong with it? There's nothing wrong with it. It's an accessible parking spot. And it's just about learning that language, and it's okay. It's okay to correct people because 9 times out of 10 they don't understand what they're saying until you explain it to them.
It's important to be open-minded and ask questions, because if you don't ask, you don't know, and if you don't know, you miss out on an opportunity to employ someone that could be very capable of doing the job, but just needs a few little adjustments made.
Uniting focuses on people's abilities and what they bring to the role versus what they can't bring to the role.
There's very few businesses that would not be selling to the 18% of Australians who are persons with disability. So if you want the best chance of growing your market share, if you want the best chance to be relating to your consumers in those markets, then you will employ people in your organisation that best reflect that. Whether they're the front line selling, whether they're marketing or back office or whatever else, it will inform your business. You will grow your business, but also you'll create an environment which is safer and more reflective and a better place to work by understanding and your community reflecting that wider marketplace.
Just because someone has a disability doesn't mean we should hire them. There's still people that can't do that role, and that's okay.
So I don't see why a company would exclude someone who has a disability, because you could have a disability but you could be an amazing employee, and Uniting has shown that and has proven that we have got some amazing employees who have a disability, whether you can see it or not.
For those people that didn't get back to me when I sent in my resume, I feel you missed out. You missed out on me. So many times in resumes I see, we want team player, someone punctual, someone hardworking, and that's me. Someone loyal, someone who, once they know what they have to do, they do it well.
Uniting, we've got lots of advantages to hire people with disability. We're in the perfect sector for it. I think if you're in a sector that it's not the norm, try and make it the norm.
It's a very, very simple idea. You can do it. But as I said, it's a 3-step program. Righto, you come up with a strategy, you set the targets, and then you make sure you do it. It's actually that simple. And if you do it, there'll be a good result for you, there'll be a good result for your people, and there'll be an astoundingly good result for your organisation.
What matters is we all have things to contribute and things to bring. We all have our own individual skills, and if everyone's included, then we're more likely to get the job done and come up with more imaginative ways to get it done.